I have a question for you. If the league you were carrying treated you as though you were unimportant, how would you respond? Because Caitlin Clark is experiencing precisely that. The top league in Europe is now intervening and making her an enormous offer that is significantly higher than what she is earning in the WNBA. And to be honest, it may be time. Even her own teammate laughed when she was struck in the face after all the sexy hits and envy. Who doesn't want to leave? This year, Caitlin has become the face of women's basketball, and the WNBA may lose her. I'll begin with a straightforward query. In her own locker room, how does the face of a whole league feel like a stranger? Without a question, Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA with a lot of excitement. However, she succeeded. The number of attendees skyrocketed. The number of ratings skyrocketed. Jerseys were sold out. This rookie was more than simply a basketball player. She made the company different. Why, therefore, does it seem that the league she helped bring back to life has abandoned her? You could feel the strain from day one. Not all physical plays were about playing tough defense. They were intimate. What was even more telling was the league authorities' silence. There are no penalties or blatant upgrades, just the unwritten rule that she must gain her esteem. The truth is, though, she deserved it. In just a few months, she has accomplished more than most athletes do in a lifetime. So how did this happen? How did politics, hatred, and jealousy prevent the WNBA from defending its biggest star? More significantly, if another league on the other side of the world is prepared to give her the red carpet, why would she stay? If you were her, how would you respond? Now let's discuss the physicality. Although every rookie experiences some setbacks, Caitlin's ordeal was extraordinary. This was more than just defense, ranging from harsh fouls to straight-up elbows to the face. It had the feel of a message. Do you recall Kennedy Carter's shoulder check? They referred to it as a common foul. Let's face it, though, she did it on purpose. It was evident in the way she squared up, lowered her shoulder, and followed through. It was more than just a defensive move. It was a message sent. And the message was clear when Angel Reese grinned from the sidelines. We dislike the attention you're giving us. But why the animosity? The cameras weren't requested by Caitlin. She refrained from begging for sponsorships. She simply arrived, performed, and attracted millions of admirers. And in some way that turned her into a target. It's not basketball. It's personal when you're a rookie and veterans treat you like you're in the middle of the seventh game every night. She never wedded or flopped during it all. Every time, she got back up. Toughness is that. Nevertheless, the WNBA's silence was deafening. No league protection, no public backing, and no assurance that we've got your back. Therefore, once more, if Europe is observing this and saying, "Hey, Caitlin, we see you. You are valued by us. Let me go where I'm wanted." How long till she says that? Would you remain? Among the most agonizing incidents of the season, it was not from an adversary. Her own teammate was the source. During a game, Caitlin was stabbed in the eye. Replay revealed that it was bad enough to merit a flagrant, but her teammate Nalissa Smith laughed it off rather than supporting her. Even worse, she shared the player's laughter. Her girlfriend also happened to be that player. Nalissa and her girlfriend even filmed a video about it after the game, laughing and joking and displaying no remorse, as if it had all been a humorous event rather than a blatantly cheap shot that clearly hurt Caitlin. Caitlin responded instinctively. As anyone does when someone pokes them in the eye, she pushed Sheldon away. However, things took a turn for the worst. Like a linebacker, Marina Maberry appeared out of nowhere, ambushed Caitlin from behind, and knocked her to the ground. It wasn't a defense. That was revenge. That was just plain filthy. Nevertheless, Caitlin received a technical foul in the midst of the confusion. Consider that. She is attacked twice. In some way, she is the one who is punished. Mabra and Sheldon were not immediately expelled. It was only after the game that Mabry's foul was enhanced. Caitlin, however, simply needed to get up, brush it off, and continue playing as if nothing had occurred. For this reason, Europe is becoming more and more attractive. Because their stars are protected over there. They encourage children rather than penalize them for self-defense. Tell me, then, would you say, "I'm out"? Or would you still want to be in this league after something like that? Jealousy, let's call it that. Caitlin Clark was not a new member of the league. Loudly, she entered. Every action was covered by ESPN. Social media took off. Large crowds of fans arrived. and feathers were ruffled. You sensed it. After years of hard work, players are suddenly watching a rookie steal the show. Through it, some people grinned. Others don't. During interviews, they began to criticize her defense and downplay her statistics. She isn't that strong. She hasn't yet encountered any serious defense. It was audible. Here's the worst part, though. Caitlin never requested the notoriety. She deserved it. She created a new platform for the WNBA, attracted millions of viewers, and made college history. Some attempted to bring her down, rather than to raise her up. Now picture yourself in that maelstrom, and yet turning up each night, hitting logo threes, dropping dimes, and remaining composed. And now that EuroLeague teams are in action, that would be fantastic. So, would you enter a respectful environment or remain in one that exudes jealousy? Caitlin Clark earned the title of Rookie of the Year. In terms of minutes, assists, and points, she was the top rookie. She broke records. She made the Indiana Fever, a failing team, a must-watch on television. She fulfilled every expectation of a top pick. However, her victory was not unanimous. Someone else was chosen by one voter. I don't want to disparage the other player. She had a successful season. But let's face it, this season was characterized by Caitlin Clark. So why didn't everyone agree? Basketball had nothing to do with that vote. It was about politics, about a statement being made, and about storytelling. I'm not voting for her because I dislike the attention she's receiving. And that tells it all. Even if you fill arenas, carry the league, and raise its ratings, you won't receive full credit. It is an insult to the face. And things like that add up. It makes you question whether I'm treated with respect or merely tolerated here. Europe is now prepared to honor her as the MVP that she is. I'll ask again, would you choose to go where you are praised or remain where you are tolerated? Let's change our focus because Europe is doing action while the WNBA is dragging its feet. Caitlin is reportedly being offered a deal for 10 times her WNBA salary by a major EuroLeague squad. That isn't overstating things. It's actual money. But money isn't the only factor here. It has to do with opportunity. She would represent the league in Europe. Advertisements, sponsorships, shoe sales, training centers designed around her schedule, and chants of her name by fans in crowded arenas. It has a distinct atmosphere and, above all, respect. Just love, adoration, and an opportunity to develop without all the extra drama. No nasty birds, no teammates making fun of her on the sidelines, and no jealousy leaking from post-game interviews. It's a lifeline, not simply an offer. So once more, what do you do when someone else offers the title after you've been dragged through the mud by your own league? We must discuss the fans. Caitlin Clark is more than just well-liked. She is a force. Little girls are picking up basketballs again because of her. She is the reason why pro women's basketball and college basketball are now receiving attention. Fans who have never seen the WNBA are suddenly tuning in every week. People go from one state to another to watch her perform live. Power is that. However, the WNBA continues to falter in that momentum. They treat her like a problem, as if she must earn her position, rather than giving her a promotion. Europe, meanwhile, is observing and sees a worldwide star that is about to burst. Caitlin's admirers will follow her abroad. She brings eyes, excitement, and culture in addition to ticket sales. And that is invaluable. How many leagues would kill for that type of following, you ask? And how many would ignore it? If Caitlin were to leave, how would you respond? The WNBA loses, and it's not just her. The momentum, the excitement, the ratings, and the casual fans who finally paid attention are what matter. The media hype and the new sponsors. She takes it all with her. It's already visible. The numbers fall each time she doesn't play. She is the anchor for the league, but they aren't doing anything to keep her safe. This goes beyond a single player. The brand is the focus. Caitlin Clark added significance, and she was treated like another rookie by the WNBA. Europe is now prepared to grant her the throne. The WNBA will only be held accountable if she accepts it. According to some, Caitlin will resign if she departs, that she is fleeing the routine. Here's the reality, though. This would not constitute a resignation. It would be revolutionary. Players have departed in the past. In order to play abroad, Diana Taurasi once skipped the WNBA season. In Russia, Brianna Stewart earned millions. Let's pause for a moment and consider what Caitlin Clark has endured and what she is receiving in return. This woman was the most anticipated rookie in the history of the WNBA. She's breaking attendance records, selling out venues, and inspiring a newfound passion for the sport. The WNBA should be going out of their way to help her, wouldn't they? To keep her safe? To compensate her? Not at all. Rather, she's being thrown to the ground, stabbed in the eye, made fun of her teammates, and denigrated by the press. How much does she earn, too? Around $76,000. It's pathetic for all that, for carrying the league. It's also about how little they appreciate her presence, not just the money. Even though she is the reason for the attention in the first place, they treat her like a burden. International teams, meanwhile, are lining up with genuine protection and seven-figure offers. Facilities designed specifically for her, private protection, and endorsements. The WNBA treated a generational talent with cold shoulders, mayhem, and bruising. Can you really blame her for considering leaving? If your league allowed you to be underpaid and harassed, how would you respond? Caitlin Clark finds herself at a turning point. In the WNBA, one way remains. Overseas, the other leads. Remaining faithful to a league that hasn't shielded her is one option. The other is moving somewhere where her presence, value, and talent will be completely recognized. This is what we know, but it's not an easy choice. She is worthy of better. And perhaps, just possibly, Europe is where she finds the safety, stability, and authority she has deserved. This brings me to my last query for you. How would you respond if you were Caitlin Clark? Would you transfer your abilities to a league where you are regarded like a blessing, or remain in one that regards you like a burden? Tell me in the comments below. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you ride with Caitlin wherever she performs.